Hello, and welcome to this week's video. About 4 months ago, I did an unboxing video for this Canbor 3D pen, and since then, it has been my most viewed video I have done so far, so I am thankful for that. But one thing I haven't done is done anything else with my 3D pen. So, I don't know, sometimes when I buy something, and if I don't get enough use out of it, I have that buyer's remorse. And so either, I just deal with it, or figure I get more use out of it. So today I decided I'm going to do another monster using the 3D pen. Now, to demonstrate the 3D pen in the video, I made this little monster. Two things I noticed about it. One I liked and one I didn't. One is I hated how the eyeball turned out. So I thought, well, I need to change something there. And the other thing I liked is the way I did it. The 3D pen doesn't connect the filament everywhere. When you draw it out, there's going to be little gaps. And so that let light through. So I thought that's kind of neat. And I thought that would work well if I wanted to do a monster with a light inside. So I'm calling it a Nightlight Monster. The first one I'm going to try is using one of those little tea lights. But later I want to do one that'll actually fit over a nightlight. So he'll be an official Nightlight Monster, but this is just my test Nightlight Monster. So let's get down to the art table, we'll get it made, see how it turns out. To start things out, I've already sculpted some foil, and basically about the size I want the monster to be, and that way the tea light will fit inside of it. So I'm going to go ahead and just do the basic form. I'll do it in two halves of the Nightlight Monster. And this will get me started, and then I can attach those halves and go from there. Now that I have a start on both of the halves, I'll go ahead and stitch those together just by using the 3D pen to kind of connect them. And then I can start adding more details and fill in some of the other gaps. I did have some translucent filament that I'm using for these spots on the monster, and that'll help the light shine through. Since I wasn't happy with how the eye turned out on that first monster, I decided to use some of these eyes I got at Hobby Lobby. They're used for like plush, but I thought I could heat it up and insert them in, and that would work. Obviously, I got the fire a little bit too close that time, and it did burn the actual sculpture. So I will kind of try to cover that up. It didn't really seem to wipe off. So I will cover that up with some more filament and kind of build up the area around the eyes. I did try to make some teeth with the 3D pen, but I was not happy with them at all. So I'm using some leftover teeth that I made out of polymer clay that I created when I made the evil carrot monster. So if you haven't seen that video, be sure to check that one out and you can see how I made these teeth. I did have a little bit of trouble getting them to place in. I think I shouldn't have built up the mouth so much and left it flat and add them on there. So I did go ahead and trim this down some, so I could get them to rest on there, and then I ran some more of the black filament over it to kind of hold them in place. And here is the finished Nightlight Monster. Overall, I'm fairly happy with this guy. Yeah, I know there's hesitation in my voice there. I'll show you a part with the light here in a little bit, but I did use translucent filament for some of it, and I really liked how that turned out. But I know there was several areas that I actually got the filament too close. Something that, you know, wasn't an issue with that first monster, and that kind of blocked the light out. So let's go ahead and take him into the dark, and I'll show you what I mean. So that's the front view. You can kind of see his eyes. I think if I did something different for his eyes so they were translucent, and maybe use some of the translucent filament in the mouth, that would help out a lot. And that would, you know, maybe almost a jack-o'-lantern type. You know, I think he looks good from everywhere except for the front. There just isn't enough places for the light to come through. Another thing is, these little tea lights are not as bright as a nightlight, so I think a nightlight would help out a lot. So I'll give another one a shot and put that up here on my channel here, maybe in a couple months. So if you guys like this video, please give it a like. If you have ideas for future videos, please leave a comment down below. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. Thank you so much for checking out this week's video. And remember, never stop creating. Bye.